had ulcerative colitis for about 2 years now. Actually, a little bit longer than 2 years. That's just when I was diagnosed. And at the time, the doctors were telling me that this was just something that I'd had to take drugs with for the rest of my life, and that I'd pretty much have to deal with it whenever I'm in the middle of a flare-up or having symptoms. And the doctors couldn't really give me much better information than that. And I'd asked the doctor, what about diet? And the doctor didn't even want to talk about diet. And, that was just kind of hard for me to settle with, that diet doesn't have anything to do with a digestive disorder. So I took it upon myself to research a little bit deeper into it, and that's when I found one of your YouTube videos. And I watched a couple more of the testimonies that you already had posted. And that's when I really decided to give it a shot. And after I spoke to you, I'd realized that this is probably going to be a good thing for me. And, jumping into something like that, it was a little scary going off the grid from what doctors are telling you, but sometimes you just have to go with what your gut tells you to do.
Some of this going on when you reached out is, you had a lot of pain, you had some urgency going on, and you had a little bit of blood going on too, and you felt like it was intense. It was starting to take over your schooling and your work at the hospital, right?
Yep.
And you were having to go to the bathroom many times a day, just running to the bathroom in the mornings, lunches, dinners. It was just kind of taken over, and your energy was extremely low. You said 1 out of 10, 10 being the death, so you were walking around a 4, which is almost zombie mode at that point. And you had also been losing weight, so you were down 145 pounds, and you wanted to gain around 10 pounds or so.
Yep.
And you also wanted to feel confident that you could leave your house, maybe go on a trip and travel and not have this thing overbearing your life. So hearing all those symptoms of where you were then, how do you feel about that now? Where are you now?
I think honestly I could get up, if I wanted to, I could get up and probably go across the country and not have to worry about running to the bathroom at all, to be honest with you. And looking back at the time that I was at back in November, it was crazy. I didn't realize how bad I was until I started filling out the journal that you give everybody. And that's when I realized how much this disease is really taking over my life and how much it's affected me.
Mm-hmm.
That's when, once I wrote everything down on paper, that's when I decided to implement the protocols and the plans and really put them to work. That way I could see action changing on paper. And once I started going through that and started following the protocols that you recommended to me, that's when I really started seeing the symptom relief from the blood and the diarrhea. And I just went through it 110%, and I believe that's kind of what helped. That is for sure what helped out 100%.
Some of those symptoms.
Honestly, now I go to the restroom maybe 1-2 times a day, and I guess that just depends on how much fiber I eat throughout the day. If I eat a whole lot of full of fiber stuff, I'll probably end up going twice. But most of the time, it's about one time, and there's no blood and there's no urgency. And I mean, I could probably hold it all day if I wanted to, but it's not good to, so I just go to the restroom.
Yeah. Don't try to prove something, brother. There's no competitions here.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And what about energy levels? Where would you say your energy is now?
Oh man, I have all kinds of energy. Like with school starting this semester, I've had all kinds of time to study, and it's just amazing to be able to study and not have to get up and run to the restroom or have to go find the nearest toilet wherever you're at.
Oh, there you go. Amazing. Energy's up. What about weight? Where's your weight at now?
I think the last time I checked it, I was about 157.
So you gained 12 pounds since we first started talking. And that's amazing. And for anyone out there listening, it's not, so many people want to gain weight, and weight's the last thing that comes. First, you start feeling better. Your gut starts healing. Then the absorbability happens, and that's when your body starts putting on that natural weight. And that's higher than you wanted to be. You said your goal weight was 155.
Right.
So amazing. And one of our other goals was to be able to walk outside the house and just feel like you can go anywhere. And like you said you can go across country if you want.
Exactly.
So we hit every single one of our goals. And did you, for anyone out there dealing with this, what would you say to them who's on the edge of experimenting with natural medicine?
Well, the best thing about natural medicine that I've encountered so far is that I've not had any side effects with it compared to conventional medicine that doctors will give us today. And I think natural medicine has a lot higher success rate than the conventional medicine. You go through like C.H.I.E.L.D and all the other 5-ASA drugs, and then you get to the steroids, and none of them are doing anything to you. But once you get to the root cause of the disease and using the natural medicine that I believe God intended for us to use, that's when you really experience true symptom relief.
Amen.
You can take something that's really hard and can be the worst thing that ever happened to you, and that worst thing can grow and flourish into the best thing that ever happened to you. Today, I help people reverse their symptoms from Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis.